Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I'm going to repeat something, a little bit of something, before I go on what I've spoken on before. It's kind of like an update. Okay, I guess. I don't remember exactly what I said in it, of course. It was probably a few weeks ago, because I had a lot of thoughts around it too. You know, that maybe I didn't put in there in that video. But it was about when, say, two groups or two teams or two whatevers, they're both doing something wrong, bad, or whatever that's not good, and they're looking for people to say whether it's somebody legal or somebody just somebody there, whatever, to just determine who's right, who's going to win, who will win, when they're both doing wrong, both sides. And how about when it's individuals and both are doing wrong, and there's no way anybody can justify what they're doing to be right? Now let's also say that the fact is there that both sides, both of them, both individuals did wrong. And the fact is there. Maybe somebody recorded it or videoed it, or many people saw it, and there's nobody saying no, it didn't happen. That was a witness. There were witnesses. You see what I'm saying? It's there. It's fact. They did that. And they do these kinds of things, whatever it is they do, and they do them repeatedly. Okay, there's no way somebody can say, well, it's taken out of context, maybe somebody videoed it or whatever, from start to finish. Okay, you see, there's no way of them disproving what they did, that they didn't do it. It's there. Now, I have had these kinds of experiences in my life when, like, whether it was people I grew up with, at some point in my life, whenever, or jobs, or you name it, and then say whether they call me, write me, whatever, and both sides do it, and they both want me to say, yeah, oh yes, you're right, and the other one wants me to say, oh yes, you're right, when they're both wrong. I'm not going to say anybody is right. I'm going to tell them you're both wrong. Period. Now, this is what I want to see. Like, to see that the result is nobody wins, because what you are seeing is both are wrong. Okay? And there doesn't always have to be a winner. There really doesn't have to be a winner. So, yeah. Okay, anyway, I'm not wanting to see pain or something happen to, bad, really bad. I just want it to be that, okay, call it justice is served, but however that is. True, but not, not like a bunch of whatever, also negative. But that's kind of hard, because it's going to be something negative for both, in a way, perhaps, if anything's done. Okay, now basically I've mentioned stuff like that before, I think, or at least I was thinking it. And, yeah, you don't want to reward bad behavior. Okay, why? Why would somebody want to reward bad behavior? Now, let's say that that's all there. All that fact, that truth, that all of that is right there. And well, it hit me anyway. but so it's all there, and it comes up, but nothing is done about it. It just keeps going on, and nothing that could happen is going to happen, or nothing that could happen does happen. And maybe something is brought up to the correct person. Maybe whatever it is against the rules, laws, terms, conditions, whatever. Okay, it's against that, and nothing's done about that. And it's been shown, like to say to a boss or whomever, look, this person is doing this, and it's illegal or it's against the rules or and so on, and nothing is done. Nothing. All of it will bring into question why. Why is all this stuff allowed? Or neither one of them. They just go behind the bosses. I'm just going to say bosses back, and they're talking to everybody else in their own groups, saying, this person is doing that and it's illegal, and this person's doing that and it's illegal or against the rules or whatever. And they don't bring it up to the boss. And you have to question why. Okay, now, here's another question. What if you are a witness to it and you don't bring it up? You don't do anything. Maybe you just don't do it out of fear. That one, if there's some kind of fear involved, yeah, I can understand. Or some threat or whatever, yeah, I can understand. But what if there's not? Is there ever something that's not? It's a question. But what if nobody does anything about it, but just keeps continuing? What kind of questions does that bring in your mind? Is it planned? Is it the norm? Okay, anyway, no matter what, it begs a lot of questions if nothing is ever done about it from any side. Okay, that would beg some questions as to why and so forth and so on. So, now, would you be, interested in finding out, this is me, I'm interested, I want to see what comes about. And in some way, it will, I've seen so many of these, and some of them have gone on for, and I'm talking in real life, it's all real life, but in person life, and it just goes on and on and on. Decades of going on and on and on. Okay, and nothing's done. Okay, so where was I? Took a bit of time, but that's what I want to see. I mean, like I said, I've seen these all my life. So many. They've actually tried to triangulate me into this. Okay, more than once. People have, and I don't play the game, so I know I'm aware of what it is. A lot of times people aren't. Now I can't say I never have. I don't recall ever having done it. I am not a perfect being, and anyway. But like I said, it can go on for decades and no resolution. You don't see it. Anything being resolved, and they just do it again and again. And sometimes the question is, they're benefiting off of this somehow. Trying to get people on their side, trying to whatever. Some people, depending on what it is, they try to get money, they try to get just attention. Negative, positive, doesn't matter. They want attention, they want whatever. But I just kind of want to see how things pan out. Will it ever happen? That both are called to the carpet, and that's it. Whatever it is that they're doing, they lose their jobs. I'm not the type that really, I'm not the type that, it just depends. If something is really bad and is causing harm somehow, some way, like if they're at a job and they're causing harm to whomever, or plural, even themselves sometimes, but it's going to involve another or others. And, if they're going to think that they can continue doing this, they need to be fired. I mean, that's just, how it is. And, we've watched enough of these, not we, but I know Adam has, enough of these, crime shows to know that certain types of behaviors and all that, and what they can lead to on jobs, and so anyway, it's not that I'm wanting to see it, because sometimes when like I said, it depends on what it is and how bad it is and how harmful it is and all the, so many different things. But yeah, I'd say it needs justice, needs to be done legally, everything legally. And even if a boss fires somebody, they have a legal reason. Well, I live in Texas, so You know, like people love to call it a right to fire state. For if you sneeze wrong, I was actually told by somebody who should not be saying stuff like that, but says, yeah, they can fire anybody even if they sneeze wrong. Okay, that's stretching it a bit, but that was what was said. Wow. But so I'm still waiting to see, and it seems like it just gets to this point. What is the term I'm looking for? You know, whenever something starts off small and builds up more. Yeah, that word. And where it's just about to break, and if it doesn't, then what? What should I think? I mean, what personally would I think? What personally would you think? Okay, you know, is it, you know, I don't even want to use the word corrupt because that's usually about something else, but you know, quite often used as something else. But you see what I'm saying? You know, it's just not right. It's not, the outcome isn't right if something like that happens. You know, it's like if somebody's doing something at a job, I've actually seen this before, that is harmful to others, and reported by people there. I wasn't working there at the time. I just knew of it. And I knew the person, the people involved, and nothing was done until it had to be, because one of the victims took it to the appropriate level, because this person was a big victim, and they tried everything to smear the victim, of course, and it didn't pan out for them. It didn't work out. So, okay, and here's the thing: I have known people who they have the the thing of, oh, nobody should be getting in any trouble, even if they're doing something really bad. They have that until something happens to them or their loved one or whatever. That might change their view. Not always. Okay, and like whatever they did caused them or their spouse to lose their job or to lose their business or whatever. They still hold firm to that. You know, nothing bad should happen. There should be no negative consequences for anybody's actions. That's their mentality. You know. Now they may see it in something extreme. Okay, I mean extreme. I don't even want to mention on my channel. But you know, something very extreme. But then they would want to have a lot of proof. Proof is there. They still don't want to see it. Some will twist it where they don't see it. They just don't see the reality because it doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit the way they view things, and they don't want to have to change their way of viewing things. You know, what outcome they think should happen, they don't want to change that. So it didn't happen. Wasn't real. You know. They'll find a way to deny it, just plain denial, and even though the facts are there. Okay, that air conditioner probably was a little bit too loud, but yeah, this is Texas. So, and it's going to be summertime soon, next month. Well, today's the 28th of May, 2022. So we've already had temperatures like, we may have actually hit 100 one time. So, already. But anyway, unfortunately, I have seen so much of this in my life, and I really want to start seeing more that is good. You know, good, decent people. But I'm to the point where I am questioning, do many exist anymore? You know, really, do many good, decent people exist? I'm not saying any. I'm not saying A-N-Y. I'm saying many, M-A-N-Y. It's questionable. And I know, you know, sometimes people say, well, you got to get out of that circle or somehow something like that, you know, and somehow they're going to blame the victim. But that's not necessarily true. I've moved a lot around in my life. I've moved around a lot in my life. And still to say that, moved to different states, different towns, different cities, different metro areas, different, you got it. I used to move around a lot when I was younger, and lived in several states. So, yeah, but I would still see it. I would still see things, no matter where. If I lived in bad or good, small or big, whatever. Different states, like I said. They were still there. It's not ever going to not exist, at least not in my lifetime. I can't imagine. I can't predict the future, of course, but where there are these people, and this is nothing new. This is nothing new. Decades. I mean, not decades, but would it be, what is the word? Millennials. Boy, I don't use those words, so I've recently realized there are a lot of words I haven't used in a long, long time, and I'm going, is that the right word? It happens. And I was a career student. I had to know a lot of words, and anyway, justifying it, but it's true, especially my age, for me. Anyway, so I do wonder, is it getting so bad and so, here's another word I haven't used, well, I think I have used it recently, prevalent, in our society, just so common, there's a good word, common, that is now thought of as the norm, when it's not the norm, it's not normal either. And it's not typical behavior. It's not, well, I can't say that. It's not appropriate behavior. It's not healthy behavior along that line. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this part at the beginning of it or not. Y'all get to go around along with me for the ride here, huh? At least this way. But is that some of these are repeat offenders. Like some of it I can't say is these are toxic people. I mean, I can, but just say bad, wrong, whatever. They wouldn't fall. They may and may not fall under some kind of cluster B behavior. Cluster B behavior, trait, or characteristic, whatever. They may not be diagnosed. I don't diagnose anybody, so. Any of that, they may fall, they may not, so you get it. But they are like hypocrites, they're hypocrites. Well, I don't know anybody who hasn't at least once in their life, I'm not talking about really young or, something, but just general, who hasn't at some time been a little bit of a hypocrite. Maybe some part of it was growth. And they grew up, they grew and they realized, what they were doing. Some of them, some I've heard some people say things like, you spot it, you got it. That's not necessarily true. What are the other ones? There are so many different things to try to say, you're not any better. Well, in a way, we're not. But we're talking about somebody or some people who do it repeatedly, within the same sentence practically, or at least paragraph, or they are known for this because it has been pointed out and shown for fact, not just out of context or anything context, but it's right there. You witnessed it, you whatever yourself, in person, start to finish. Okay, and you see them do it repeatedly. And say what the other person's doing, they're doing, and on and on. At some point, you may question, will they ever see it? Or is it I'm an independent, but such a split, and that just being an independent doesn't mean all about political, by the way, but you see a split, and you just have never seen in your life, and you doubt you ever will, where someone who does something like, whatever it is, either side, it's going to say, okay, I'm wrong, and stop the behavior. If they are repeatedly doing this, and they've are known for doing this. And it's like, it kind of takes away some hope. You know, hope that some people can change and they will change their behaviors, and it will be noted that this should be a behavior that is changed and people should not do it. Okay, I don't think any of you should be running out in front of people. So, I did not see any, you know, like hearse or anything. So, anyway, or police officer, anything. So, that would be there. Anyway, so, repeat offenders. I mean, if somebody does it once or twice, you know, as they're growing, developing, even as a, you know, around my age or older, and then they say, oops, I did something wrong, and I need to note that, and I need to apologize and mean it, you know. But sometimes you wonder, the repeat offenders kind of thing, have they ever done that? Will they ever done that? Will they ever do that? Now, these are people who would make fun of me, you know, misspeaking every once in a while. Not getting my grammar correct. Yeah. Or the word wrong. Or getting the word wrong. This kind of thing. Now, those to me are just bullies. Yeah. Period. And will they admit it? Would they admit to being wrong? Anyway, I'm wrapping it up. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.